The
and
audience
that's
can
why
just,
it was burning when I peed.
the audience can just come in whenever the stream catches up. Yeah, that video was amazing, and we are on the AT&T tonight, so videos we watch will be a little choppy. So hopefully that one comes through. Because believe me, we're gonna watch that
a couple times.
If nothing else, we're gonna get a still frame of where he's falling back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how you doing tonight, man?
Oh, not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm okay. Sore, still haven't slept very much, but happy. So
yeah,
I got to tell you about last night when I get off the air. Right. First, Hi Nuts. How are you, sweetie?
Hi, Stargazer.
I'm feeling like hell. I didn't play any video games or nothing. I kicked my feet up on my desk and just sat back and watched courtroom video. Actually, I watched Sovereign Citizens and Bad Judges and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. I've gone down that rabbit hole.
Oh, I fucking love Sovereign Citizens.
They're the dumbest fucking people on the planet. And it's hilarious because I've watched several of the First Amendment auditors, and the cops don't know the difference between First Amendment auditors and sovereign citizens. And I'm like, dude, you need to educate yourself bad, because one are trolls and the others are psychopaths who don't want to have any responsibility in life.
I was watching the this one judge, and if the guy starts in on his sovereign citizen thing, and this judge had obviously heard it way too many times. And the guy goes, "Are you an admiral?" And he's like, "No." And you could just hear the defeat in the judge's voice when he says it.
Oh, yeah.
No, God damn it. But anyway, I get up to use the restroom. And as I'm coming back, Phoebe has come out and decided she wants love. Now, Phoebe does not understand I hurt too much to pick you up. She just looks at me and goes, "Hey, you have two perfectly good legs. Why should I use my four to walk around?"
Yes. Rico's like that.
And in her defense, that's probably my fault because I spoiled the shit out of her.
Yes, that's how Rico got that way too.
So I pick her up and she slept on me for like an hour and a half, all stretched out because I was laid back the way I was. And every so often she'd roll a little bit and reach up and touch my face to make sure I was still there and then go back to sleep. Oh my God, this is why you get picked up even though I hurt.
Oh,
that's my kitty.
See, I hear you say that you spoil your cat, but let me put that into perspective for you. For my sister-in-law's birthday, we bought her a carriage designed for pets.
Oh, okay.
So she could push Rico around because she was taking him on walks and he will randomly just sit down and not move.
I'm done. That's enough.
I'm done, and he'll just lay there. He goes completely dead weight. You can't move him. He just lays there. I'm done. I don't want to do that. And he's not tired. I made it to the end of the block one time, which was like 5 houses. And he just laid down. I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? So apparently she just picks him up and carries him. So
oh, hell no.
Yeah, that's what I said. So we bought her this carriage. Now he stands in it like a Roman emperor, waving at his adoring public. It is the funniest thing to see. So, Phoebe, not that spoiled.
You say that, but this is how much Phoebe insists on being carried up the stairs. If she's already upstairs and she hears me get on the stairs, she will run down the stairs so I can pick her up to carry her back up the stairs.
That's just being an asshole.
It really is, but it's just that, hey, I need carried up the stairs. Like, you were already up there. But you can't explain that to a cat. All right, we should probably get on with the show. Before the show, thank you so much, Snubber, who said, kind of proud of my uni. What they arranged at the sit-down wrangled their protesters into just one spot on the lawn in the quad, and nothing has really happened since. Give them time, my friend. Give them time. Look, if all these assholes were just sitting in one little spot on the quad, nobody would have a problem with, well, you might have some problems with the shit they're saying. And this gets into what we're going to talk about with Hasan and Asmongold in just a little bit. The problem is that they're making a nuisance of themselves purposefully. And like at UCLA, where they, turns out, kidnapped some janitors.
Yeah. Which, the janitors were probably laughing so hard. They're like, yeah, all right, we'll be kidnapped for a little while. They've got a great lawsuit against the university for this, by the way.
They do,
Well,
and those students should be charged and facing 15 to 20.
Absolutely. And they could do it as terrorist charges too and do it federally because they were chanting Free Palestine. That does make this look like a hostage situation.
It really does. That makes it a terrorist act.
Yep.
That is a crime with a political objective.
Yeah. But those janitors were like, we are totally putting in for overtime. Okay, we're hostages. The three janitors could easily have teamed up and defeated all of these people. I have no doubt.
Well, we did see that guy run into the cops, so sure. And also, thank you, Snubbert. This was going to take just a little bit more time. It says also, Monkey, maybe you can tell me, since I think Google has sanitized its searches, what is Hamas and Palestine's direct relationship? I know Hamas largely runs Gaza and has aggravated both countries. Okay. Hamas is basically only in Gaza. And you go back to 2006 when the Israelis pull out. Hamas is an offshoot of the Muslim Brotherhood coming out of Egypt. They come across the Egypt border there. And the Egyptians were like, these crazy fucks need the fuck out of here. And so they moved into Gaza. And around this time, you had these two competing factions in what they call Palestine, which, for those of you keeping score, that now consists of Gaza and the West Bank. On the one side, you have the Palestinian Authority. They are the political arm of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, the terrorist group that made quite the name for itself in the 70s and 80s, but have claimed that they've settled down and they're only kind of terrorizing people. And they're more often working with like the Lebanese guys. Who the fuck what's the terrorist group right there? Hezbollah. And meanwhile, the Gazans get a chance to vote on, all of Palestine gets to vote on who's going to represent them. And Gaza chooses basically all Hamas leaders. At this point, Hamas, the Gazans and the folks over in the West Bank kind of split from each other. So you have the Palestinian Authority over there in the West Bank. You have Hamas in Gaza, and they've been in control since. I hope that answers your question. That is the short version. But that's basically it. They run Gaza as an offshoot of the terrorist group. They're such a bad terrorist group, another terrorist group kicked them out. That's how fucked up they are, Jack.
Yeah. By the way, we have a birthday in chat.
Whose birthday?
It's Dinah B's.
Dinah B, this one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dinah B. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you have a good one. I really, really do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Muslim Brotherhood was like, nah, fuck these guys. No other group is willing to take these folks. And not just Hamas, the people of Gaza are like, fuck that. We don't want them infecting us. How fucked up do you have to be that the rest of the Muslim world is like, you know what? We're going to trade with the Jews instead of helping you. Can you imagine that back in the 80s, Jack? Jordan and Saudi Arabia going, I think we're going to hang with the Jews for a little bit.
Well, Jordan was kind of warming up to the Jews because they had a mutual enemy with Hamas.
Sure.
But yeah, I think they've all kind of come to the realization in the last couple of years that, like, look, we need to kind of sort this out. It's costing us way too much money.
Lieber says, weren't these guys voted in based on democracy? I mean, it was a democratic election, yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes it great. Makes it great to be run by terrorists because they were elected by the people. Although I'm not sure women were allowed to vote.
Women voting? What?
Somebody had to stay home and take care of the future brides. I mean, you don't turn 7 every day.
It's true.
That's horrible. All right. Should we talk about the dumbass protesters or dumbass Hasan first? I'll let you pick.
Oh, I don't care.
All right, well, let's jump into the headline then. South Park Jesus, that is Asmongold. He's a Twitch streamer who also does quite well for himself here on YouTube, Jack.
Heard the name.
We covered him when him and Hasan actually were on the same side of the streaming is the hardest thing in the world debate.
Oh, that clown. Okay.
Yeah, look, there's things I disagree with on Asmongold. But as he's moved further away from his steed to jump on to save all the women as he white knights, he's gotten much more tolerable. And a lot of what he says, I agree with. And occasionally he says something really stupid like, no, Hasan had a point. If you've ever found yourself saying that, you should probably have your head checked. You probably took a blow that you don't remember.
Yeah, you may have been mortally wounded and not known it.
You have no memory of the massive head trauma you took.
Yeah, head trauma, stroke, aneurysm, something happened, space lasers, who knows? Somebody did something to you and you need help now.
Well, on this situation, instead of those two being on the same side, now it is South Park Jesus versus our favorite fake socialist, Hasan the retard. It's like Attila the Hun, but Hasan the retard. And it's amazing. And I wanted to highlight it. One, I'll just be honest with you, algorithm, man. I'm not going to lie. Put those two in a thumbnail and watch the people come and go, oh, these idiots.
Or, oh, what are you talking about? These smartest people ever.
And again, I this is one of the cases where I agree with Asmon, but this is another reason I wanted to highlight it is because he drops the ball. And I saw, who was that female streamer who was like, at this point, your silence is telling. If you do not say free Palestine, it really shows us what you think. I'm paraphrasing because I can't be bothered to, memorize what a moron says.
Well,
but it's
probably dumb. So
it was basically hey, if you stream, you better talk about this, and not just talk about it. You better support Palestine. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Well, oh, look, 7th century barbarians who don't know how to win a fight.
Yeah, a bunch of rapists who are getting their ass kicked for starting a war. Ooh, free Palestine. Yeah, from the Palestinians so people can live in fucking peace.
Yeah, maybe then they could actually join like the third world instead of whatever their cave dwellers they are now.
Of All Potatoes says, Asmongold can make good points. Not often, but still much better than Hasan. I would actually say I probably agree with him about 60% of what I watch. But again, a lot of that is talking about video games and stuff where he's far more knowledgeable. He's been playing games a long time and following the gaming industry. And it's only when his white knight urges pop up that it's like, stop it. But anyway, let's get into their little tiff on Twitter today, Jack. It starts with Asmongold making a tweet that says this. Looks like Twitter's mad about me not supporting protesters' First Amendment right to build a Rust base. That's a video game. A Rust base based on campus and block students from going to class. Keep crying about it, guys. If you're loud enough, you might end up on tomorrow's video, which is kind of funny. He's going to monetize these retards, which good for you, man. That's what we do as creators, right? But Hasan was having none of this. He shoots back with, brother. Hasan says this when he's trying to suck up for clout. Remember, he's taken a bit of a hit in his numbers, so he'll lower himself to talk to Asmongold now. Thank you, Alan.
Wow.
Good morning, Monkey. Good morning, Alan. Hope you're well. That's not true. These two, I believe, have talked before, but it is telling. You can tell when Hasan is trying not to burn what few bridges he has left because he likes to use the word brother.
Or it's slight variations, bro or brah.
No, I use those two.
No, I've heard Hasan do it. It's douchey somehow when he does it.
I feel
bro.
like he says brother and claims to be Muslim and supports Palestine. I think there's something that can be gleaned from that. Muslim Brotherhood, Palestine. What were we just talking about?
Something splody. I don't know.
Anyhow, brother, they didn't block students from. I feel like if I'm going to say brother this way, I need to sound like a redneck.
No, you got to do a Hulk Hogan impersonation.
Brother, I can't do a Hulk Hogan
impersonation. Just say it like you're pooping.
Brother, they didn't block students from going to class. They set up a peaceful encampment. I was there to make perfectly reasonable demands about their tuition dollars being spent on a state currently slaughtering tens of thousands of children. The police response was violent.
Yeah, the cops are always rioting.
At UCLA, they literally kidnapped people. They took over buildings. They didn't set up a peaceful encampment. This motherfucker, he just lies. He just lies. That nobody has been blocking anybody from going to class, Jack. Nobody. To which Asmongold responds with this Reddit thread and a video in it that shows, you're going to be shocked by this, Jack, a student being blocked from going to fucking class.
We are UCLA students. I have my ID right here. I'm being blocked off, not by the security guard, but by you two. You three. Oh, look, they're making their burger while I'm going this way. Excuse me. This is what they do. Everybody, look at this. Look at this. I'm a UCLA student. I deserve to go here. We pay tuition. This is our school. And they're not letting me walk in. My class is over there. I want to use that entrance.
Would you like me to pull up a photograph of a bunch of Klansmen stopping black kids from doing this exact same activity?
You're missing it, Jack. Just because these people are clearly blocking this guy from going to class, that's not what's happening here.
What is happening here then? Because that looks like they're trying to block some minority kid from going to class. Probably a Jew.
Do you want me to give it away or do you want to wait for Hasan's excuse?
Oh, I'll wait for Hasan's excuse.
All
but
right.
Real quick, thank you, Alan, for the generous donation. Says, what's up, brother? Not much, man. Hope you're doing well.
How you doing, brother?
I'm pretty boring. Trying to get my one channel remonetized. It's riveting shit, let me tell you.
And Hasan shoots back in response. This is a Zionist agitator. Just say Jew, man. You know it's what you mean.
That is exactly what he seems to mean. A Zionist agitator. Are the Zionist agitators in the room with us now, Glenn? Oh, sorry. I meant Hasan, not Glenn Greenwald for once.
And I want to point out what it says on the screen in this picture that Hasan shared. Zionist student who has been terrorizing us, carrying around mace. He does seem to have like bear mace on his hip in a holster here.
Yeah, go around to any campus, you're going to see probably 36 people with a can of mace.
He's carrying it out in the open, but I want to know about this terrorizing.
He's trying to go to class like them Jews are wont to do with their learning.
He's a Jew agitator. How dare you give him any credit?
Yeah, only an agitator would want to go out and learn.
Anyway, so this is a Zionist agitator, counter-protester, routinely trying to enter the encampment to dox and harm students like he's doing here now. What do you see him doing in that picture?
Standing there.
He's standing there and talking.
Yeah.
And keep this in mind because we're going to come back to this.
I fully believe he should have maced those 3 people, but they were wearing ninja masks. So it probably would have not been very effective.
No, I figured that out because somebody asked, why are all these people wearing masks? And I figured it out. They're worried about breathing Jew air.
Yeah. They probably think COVID is a Zionist conspiracy or some bullshit like that.
No. See, you're going deeper than it actually. This is just, they're afraid that if they breathe that Jew air, they're going to be infected with Jewiness.
Oh,
and they might actually like one day care about, making something of their lives or something.
Oh, that's a possibility. That's more deadly than
they might get goals and go into an actual STEM field.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Can't
So-
have that.
Or, I'm sure the women's studies department or something has convinced them that if you breathe in the exhale of a Jewish person, the Jew genomes will get into your system and it could kill you or transform you into one.
That's where the real Jew lasers are, in their mouths.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Anyway.
We cracked the code of stupid. Real quick. Thank you, Frosted. When I mocked a protester on X, some idiot replied with a video of a child horribly injured in Gaza, I assume. I said I'd ask him how a college student was going to end the war, but I was guessing he just liked the view standing on all those graves. Yo, yeah, they love standing on a dead kid.
Oh.
These clowns don't have a goal. They just want to be part of something.
Let me help you out here. When people do that to you, remind them of how fucked up it is that kid's parents did this.
Yeah.
They get mad fast.
Yeah. You can always, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. I'll get us in trouble. All right.
Frosted, you're right. They like Jews in camps, not campuses. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, remember, this guy is trying to get in to dox and harm students. He says it right there, like he's doing right here. To farm TikTok and dupe people who aren't there into thinking these students were blocking him from going to class. Last night, he brought mace.
Oh, I'd have mace
video
on me too if I was in walking through a dangerous area like this where there's a bunch of people you don't know that are dressed in masks threatening violence against people that look like you.
We'll get to this later with Asmon's response, but we saw the video where he's trying to get to class, and you guys can say, oh, he was actually trying to just go into the encampment. The encampment is on a school campus he goes to. And unless you can show me he didn't actually have class there, I don't know what to tell you. We have college administrators coming out saying, stop blocking people from going to class. It's not cool. I suppose
Obviously,
it's
Zionist
Jew conspiracy, though, Jack.
Yeah, well, they're Zionist sympathizers, clearly.
They're Zionist sympathizers who put those statements out just so that right now, this is how close we are. They knew I was going to have to make this argument, and they're like, Frank's going to need this. So we're going to put this out there, telling these assholes to stop blocking kids from going to class.
Yeah.
Frosted, thank you. Proper tomb for a Jew laser is a Death Star of David. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. Did you guys know Stalin started using Zionist instead of Jewish to not be called anti-Semitic when he targeted Jewish people? Zionists started from communists covering up killing Jews because they're Jews. That sounds accurate because they don't want to. They're never the bad guys.
Never.
See, they only targeted the bad ones. It just so happens they're all bad.
Anyway, so yeah, look, he was never actually blocked. This is just for TikTok clout. And Asmongold, that's what says Zach there. It also says Asmongold afterwards. I don't see him trying to harm anyone here. He's just talking to them. How is that a problem? Perfectly valid response to what Hasan said. Because didn't he said right here, this guy's trying to harm students. We can back it up, and I'll highlight what he said there.
Yeah, but see, he's standing within 10 feet, so they're within his Jew aura.
Oh, is that what it was? He was just getting his Jew on him?
Yeah, he's using his Jew hypnosis powers.
Oh.
It's a 10-foot radius thing, just like a paladin shield of protection. If you're within that 10 feet, you start getting mesmerized by their Jewness, by their yarmulkes, which send out hypnotic beams. I don't know. This is fucking dumb. Hasan's a tard.
He says, no, I was talking about the video you linked. He wasn't harming anybody there either. In fact, he does put his hands up and try to roll his way in. And you know what they do? They bring up bigger guys because they just have the 4 little girls protecting them, because of course they do. They bring up a couple of bigger guys to block the way. It totally doesn't happen. They're not blocking, but he was harming them in that video, apparently. But and can I just point out that Hasan said, like he's doing here now with this fucking picture.
Maybe he misgendered someone. That's literal violence, monkey.
The best I can come up with to make Hasan not sound as retarded as this sounds is that he doesn't understand how language worked and he wrote this really badly.
Yeah, because he is like a mental fifth grader. So,
Like what he should have wrote is like he was doing in the video, because here now he was referencing the video and he just had a Biden moment. Either way, you're fucking stupid, dude. But anyway, Hulk Hasan, thank you, brother. I fear no man, no beast, or evil, brother. But brother, that Jew was standing there menacingly. Hasan mania is running wild, brother. So from the river to the sea, no more Death Stars of David at the university, brother. I wish I could have done that in a Hogan voice. Thank you so much, Hasan Hogan. Anyway, no, I was talking about the video link. He's been trying to enter the camp to start fights for the past week. How do you know he's trying to start fights? If he can't get into the camp, how do you know that's what he's doing?
Because why else would a Jewish kid want to, I don't know, go to class?
He says he was there the day I was as well. Hey, Hasan, you know the difference between him and you? He's a student at the university.
Yeah, and smart.
You're a punk-ass champagne socialist.
Yeah. And the kid probably showered. I doubt Hasan did.
He's an agitator and has never been restricted from going to class. The video you linked is cut specifically to invoke your response.
You mean the video of him trying to get by 3 people in the barricade?
Yeah, you know, those people could have easily moved the fuck out of his way, and then I would have been like, yeah, he was not stopped. Anyway, Asmon says, where are the video of him starting fights then? If I look behind the people blocking him, there aren't any encampments at all either. I'm fine to condemn the guy, but I don't see any evidence of him doing anything wrong now. To which our friend Hasan here says, brother, God damn it. You said students were being blocked from going to class. I told you numerous times they aren't. You told us that Ukraine wasn't going to be invaded by Russia numerous times, to the point you bragged about it and said you were going to keep a countdown as the title of your videos.
He also said that the Jews were behind the one missile fire, and it came out later that they weren't, and it was Hamas shooting themselves because you're dumb.
I done told you. That would have meaning if you weren't a fucking retard.
Right?
If you weren't as dumb as you are, if Hasan was right about anything, I might be like, yeah, he might have a point. Let's look into that further. By the way, the video that supposedly is cut so you can't really see what happens. Let's go back to that for just a second, shall we?
While you do that, I'm gonna get a couple of chats here. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Can we also point out that nearly all Muslims, including the Palestinians, are Arabs who originate from the Arabian Peninsula, which does not include Israel or a lot of the surrounding countries. They are colonists or colonialists. Yes, that's, well, every country has been colonized at some point. That whole argument, oh, you colonizer, is so fucking dumb. Also, thank you, Retro V Gamer, for the very generous donation. Spoiled Monkey earlier today, so here's some love for Jack. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you.
Anytime, especially about like Israel colonizing Israel, do we really have to even talk about the Muslim conquest of Jerusalem and the Israeli world? Somebody the other day actually was dumb enough to Israel. Oh, it was that chick that I told you about who was educating other people. The one who said at the turn of the AD BC changeover thing that Christianity was a major force in the region.
Yeah.
You know, when the baby was born.
Yeah.
She actually said Israel didn't exist, that the whole Israel thing was made up later. Like it's
wait. Let me guess. Was it made up by the Spanish Inquisition?
Israel's mentioned in the fucking Bible. What are you talking
Israel
about?
is mentioned in Roman texts. It's mentioned in Egyptian texts. It's mentioned in Babylonian, I want to say.
No, that's just some shit the Jews made up to take land away from Palestinians, you know, the place that doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, Palestine, the whole idea of Palestine used to be used the way we would say Midwest. It was a region, it was not a country.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyhow, so here's the angle that it starts at, right, Jack? And you might, I mean, that is kind of angled, right? Except the video keeps going and it moves further and further to the left as it goes on.
Back and to the left.
Okay, we're going.
To where you can see
We're going.
right there.
I'm going in.
Look at all those protesters back there. Do you see them? Look behind his arm there. You see all those protesters back there? Wait, no, there's nobody fucking back there.
Yeah, maybe they're invisible. Because, they're wearing masks. They're like tablecloth ninjas.
And see, here's their big dude who's coming up to block.
I'm sorry. Look, their big dude is just some lumbering nerd. I could take that dude in a fight. I'm fat, over the hump, middle-aged, and pretty fucking lazy. And I'm kind of a puss. But I could take that dude in a fight.
Oh, easily, yeah. And if I look at him, he kind of looks like Hasan.
Yeah, except a little slouchier. They both have a slouch to them, but...
and if it is Hasan, you could definitely take him. I've seen that dude give his best kick, and it was sad.
Yeah, he almost fell over.
He did.
Like, dude, you're pathetic. Those are workout kicks. Not you tried that on somebody that's even a remotely experienced fighter, they're gonna kick your ass.
That is not even a workout kick. That is I'm pretending to work out kick. That is a cardio kick.
Yeah.
He trying to do his best Joe Rogan. You ever see Joe Rogan kick something?
No.
That shit sounds painful.
Well, Joe Rogan's like human growth hormone beast. I mean,
Hey,
that dude looks like he could eat a baby.
You can't say he's on human growth hormone just because his head is starting to look like Danny DeVito.
He's starting to look more like Charlie Brown. Like, dude, you're
Look
like
at
a
picture.
ripped Charlie Brown.
Look at a picture of him and Danny DeVito together. It's actually quite funny.
That's
Anyway,
gonna haunt me. Thank you,
Corey. Thank you. Of course, that area belongs to the Jews. It's called Palestine.
Steve.
Steen, yes.
Oh, we gotta start pronouncing it that way.
Over there in oh god, that would piss off the protesters. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Zach here, Asmongold points out that there's nobody behind him. You can see clear down that path. And as the video played on, there's one dude walking up, like listening to an iPod or something. I don't know what he's listening to. Do kids still do the iPods?
I don't know. I assume they're phones.
But anyway, you said they were being blocked. That's not. He's just trying to access the encampment. The entire thing. Never mind. And this is where.
So they have border security?
They have border security. They do.
Oh, I was told that's wrong.
And Asmongold fires back with, if he's a student and he can't go somewhere in the school because people are blocking him, it's wrong. They have no right or justification to decide who can and can't go somewhere on campus. I don't see how anyone can defend this. And he's right here. He is. But he was also right about them blocking from class. It's in the video. And again, college administrators have been out there going, hey, could you guys stop blocking people from going to class? Everybody deserves their education. And this is what I wanted to get at with Asmon. He does a decent enough job, arguing against Hasan here because Hasan's a retard. But he's really not good at this kind of stuff. Stick to the video game stuff and let those of us, granted, I have a very small voice, but there's other people much bigger than us making very similar arguments who can argue. When Hasan comes at you like that, just laugh at him because that's what you should do. You should clown him for the encampment behind these guys when it's just a clear walkway. When he says it's specifically shot at that angle, the angle fucking moves. And it's not the kind of thing I expect somebody like Asmongold to pick up on because he's not really a political debater.
Yeah.
And he tends to be much more forgiving than, I don't know, me when it comes to people blatantly lying. He's giving Hasan the benefit of the doubt here and changing up the argument, giving Hasan a win and having to change his own argument instead of sticking to his guns from what we could all fucking see. So Asmongold, look, dude, I like most of your content. Stay in your lane, bro. And Hasan, stop lying to people. You're a fucking asshole. Anyway, speaking of lying, we got to talk about some other Jew news. Glenn Greenwald pissed me off today.
That dude just hates Jews. I've come to the determination. I know Care gave him a bunch of money a while ago and he got to speak. That dude, I really think he just does not like Jews at all.
Well, we didn't talk about this, but going around yesterday, there was a, or was it the day before? I forget. There was news that broke that the wife of a terrorist was on the campus of UCLA.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, sorry.
Of it.
At Columbia, not UCLA.
Yeah.
So many of these popping up that we may get the colleges wrong from time to time. We will correct when we get the proper information.
Yeah, they kind of blur together after like 5 minutes because they're all kind of the same.
Now, before we go on, I need to explain something, okay? There absolutely was the wife of a confessed terrorist on the university campus.
Yeah, there's a photograph going around.
It's not in question. The guy's been deported from our country. He took a plea deal where he admitted to funding terrorism so that he didn't face 13 other charges of funding terrorism.
Yeah.
He's an admitted terrorist. This is his wife, and she was on campus. Are we all on the same page? I just want to make sure there's no question about that while we're going forward. Okay, here we go. This is Glenn Greenwald being a fucking shit stick.
The tweet reads from Allie Berman, quote, New York City Hall sources tell CBS evidence that the wife of a known terrorist is with protesters on Columbia University campus.
It's true. There's, like you said, there are pictures of this. This is not in question at all.
Yeah.
And then she deleted the tweet afterward because the claim was so preposterous.
The claim is 100% real. I just want to remind you what the tweet says. It says that the wife of a known terrorist was on campus, and she was. And Glenn Greenwald just called that preposterous. He literally just called reality preposterous. I cannot tell you how much respect I lost for this man watching this clip.
Yep. Yeah. He could be a very good journalist, but he lets his hatred of the Jews blind him to so many things.
Yeah. And is he Jewish by birth?
I don't think so.
Because the only thing I could really... I don't know how a Jew hurt him, but he really doesn't like him. Anyway, but our preposterous reality, he's going to go on, and I'm going to get so fucking irritated.
Campus. And then she deleted the tweet afterward because the claim was so preposterous. The wife of a known terrorist was present on Columbia's campus. Here is CNN spreading the same report, and listen to what it is that they said to try and make these protests sound as sinister as possible. Here's
to make them try saying that a terrorist's wife went there. That's making it sound as sinister as possible.
I don't know how you could. It is sinister. The wife of a known terrorist who probably sympathizes with her husband joined a protest against Jews in solidarity by going to campus. That is kind of sinister.
Oh, but that's not what he... Wait until... Oh, fuck. I'm going to get so... I'm waiting. Shut up, Frank. Shut up. Just let it play. Because I hear what you're saying, but that's not even where he's going.
Of course it's not.
Laura Coates last night reporting on the protest by repeating what the NYPD told her.
And we're learning tonight that the wife of an indicted terrorist was on the campus last week.
Not just an indicted terrorist a confessed terrorist.
Yeah, there's the photo I was just talking about, which, by the way, is in the side chat if you want to blow it up.
Ah, gotcha.
That the guy tweeted about it, about a picture of his wife at the protest.
Yep. This guy here, I don't know how you say his fucking name. I don't care.
Stupid terrorist guy.
Yeah, Muslim terrorist guy here tweeted it out. You don't even need the NYPD to back it up. He himself put it out there, but it's preposterous to claim she was there, Jack.
Yeah, so
that's preposterous. Anyway, back to dipshit here. I just had to correct CNN because, of course, CNN's still going to fuck it up. I mean, he was an indicted terrorist, but he's also a confessed terrorist, which is worse.
Yeah.
It was pointed to a post on X by Sami Al-Arian, a former University of Southern Florida professor who pleaded guilty to a...
Arian's in his name, huh? And he hates Jews. Shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all shocked.
Charge of conspiring to provide services to the Palestinian Islamic Jihad in 2006. He posted on X last week showing a photo of his wife on the campus of Columbia University, saying, quote, "My wife Nala in solidarity with the brave and very determined Columbia University students."
I'm about to get real pissed off. I apologize in advance. This idiot's about to say something really fucking stupid.
So none of this was hidden. The quote-unquote known terrorist posted a photo of his elderly wife. She's in her, I believe now, mid-60s, maybe even older, who was on the campus in solidarity with the protesters because they're Palestinians. And he proudly tweeted that, quote, "My wife, Nala, in solidarity with the brave and very determined Columbia University students." Now, this claim was spread all around social media by Israel supporters to make it seem like this was a terrorist attack.
What?
Yep.
They in no way said that. How did he get that out of what that reporter said?
That is what he's claiming is preposterous. Now, what he said is preposterous is reality. And he said, look how they're saying this. She took it down because it was preposterous. Her tweet literally said what you just fucking admitted to.
Yeah.
What you are now highlighting the tweet that made it all happen from the fucking terrorist.
Yeah, I maintain what I said to him a few months ago when all this shit kicked off. Show us on the doll where the Jews touched you.
No shit.
Man, he is trying so desperately to downplay a terrorist wife being on campus supporting these people. He has gone out of his way to apologize for every terror act against the Jews this entire time, since October 7th.
People literally just saying the truth, that there's the wife of a known terrorist on the campus with these people. That is him. In his mind, that is people saying, this is a terrorist act. Nobody said anything terrorist happened. They said there's a terrorist sympathizer there. I'll give you a hint, guys. They're all terrorist sympathizers.
Yeah.
That's why Hasan showed up.
That was happening on Columbia rather than what it was. A peaceful protest of unarmed students. Every single one of them that was arrested at Columbia was a student, even though there were claims that they were composed mostly of outsiders. They were all students.
Yeah, which, by the way, it is weird to me that it's the right that are all out there going, yeah, they were all from outside agitators. They're the students. There are some. He's wrong that there's like none. Him saying they're all students is not true. We know these are being set up by different organizations because they're putting out press reports, you fucking retard. But the majority of them are students. That part is correct.
Yeah. And a lot of them are students from other universities.
Sure.
So when they say outside agitator, it makes it sound like it's some grand cabal of like undercover feds or a bunch of right-wingers disguised as like students trying to stir up trouble. No, it's a bunch of kids from other universities who are in solidarity with these retards. But most of them are students. Come on.
Mm-hmm. It's just amazing to me that he's actually arguing against reality and then making up his own bullshit. He's literally doing what he's accusing other people of doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He just told a lie to motivate people to be on his side by saying other people are lying about what actually is from the terrorist's own fucking mouth, you retard. I was so hot watching this, Jack.
Understandable, because he's being a hypocrite, and he will never admit it. He can't see his own hypocrisy.
Because he doesn't see it as hypocrisy. He really does believe that they were trying to suggest there was a terrorist attack. Nobody said anything like that.
No.
Identified one of the terrorists or one of the protesters. Check Twitter. Is it just on main Twitter?
Yeah, he tagged us in it. I retweeted it too.
Why am I not seeing it?
I don't know.
Her. Oh wait, there we go.
Boys.
Oh, I see. Okay. Anyway, I don't care anymore about Glenn. Once you fucking lie to me like that, I don't give a shit about you.
He is losing an insane amount of credibility by doing this nonsense. I don't know what his hatred of Jews comes from, but he needs to get over it if he's going to ever maintain any respectability as an honest journalist, because he's done some really good work over the years. But man, he cannot get over blaming the Jews for everything.
If he wanted to say people were blowing it out of proportion, I would still disagree with him, but at least he'd be honest. Yeah. I could believe that was it. But they're making it sound like there was a terrorist attack. No, nobody was. And that is
just being disingenuous.
He is just lying. Flat out lying. Okay, this one I gotta read just a little bit of. This shit made me fucking laugh my ass off. This is actually I found out about the janitors being kidnapped. This is an op-ed from Yosef Hirschkopf. I think I'm saying that correctly. Crown Heights City Council member betrayal has not gone unnoticed. I am a member of the Crown Heights Jewish community. I was also privileged to be part of the ad hoc committee that went all out to elect Crystal Hudson back in 2021. I have zero regrets about that. However, having worked to elect someone does not give me the obligation to stand by quietly when they say or do something wrong, especially when it has the potential to harm my community and other members of her district. Yesterday evening, Councilmember Hudson sent out the following tweet. It was sent on her official Twitter account, though it is not yet on her official site. I'm not going to read her full statement, but just here's the short version in her tweet. We should all feel haunted by yesterday's militarized NYPD response against students and faculty at campuses across the city, producing a mirror image of New York City's brutal crackdown against students and workers in 1968.
Oh, fuck off. You want to see militarized police? Look at the SWAT team of like 30 people that went to the wrong house in Elyria. This was not militarized police. This was just cops in riot gear doing what they're supposed to be doing. Fuck off.
How are they being held hostage? They weren't allowing them to leave the building. They were blocking the exit so they couldn't get out. That is hostage taking. Yeah, what happened in 68? Oh, I forget some of you guys aren't Americans, or some of you are younger and haven't studied much history. There was a lot of civil unrest, specifically in 68. It led to a massive riot outside of the DNC convention that year. There was the crack. Doesn't Kent State happen in 68?
It was right around that time. Hold on, I'll pull up the Wikipedia and do it a little bit.
There was a large crackdown, especially on students, and in that case, Kent State students actually got killed by the National Guard. They got their asses shot off. Dumbass.
Well, you don't
hippies.
throw rocks at guys with automatic rifles. I
No.
mean, that's just common sense. You're dumb. All right. You're throwing a deadly projectile at somebody that can throw 30 times as many back at you, and it's more accurate.
Kent State is a large reason that we're so nice to protesters these days.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Was
Was the killing justified? Maybe some of it, and maybe not some of it. Because wasn't a student or two hit in the back?
Yeah, I think they were just kind of firing indiscriminately.
Yeah.
Because once one person starts shooting, they're all going to start shooting. But
Wasn't
don't
that-
throw rocks at guys with guns.
Wasn't that during the Nixon era? No, that's the end of Johnson, right?
Yeah,
68?
Nixon won in 68.
Yeah.
So the presidential nominee, Hubert Humphrey of Minnesota. Yeah, there were a lot of riots that year, and that was the year Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated.
King and Bobby Kennedy were killed that year.
Yeah. Kennedy on June 5th. This happened in August, was the convention. Kennedy's assassination.
Sorry, we're being told Kent State was 70. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Kennedy's assassination derailed the convention, paving the way for Humphrey, because Kennedy was the presumptive nominee.
He was. And he might have still lost that. We'll never know because he's killed in California before the primary's over.
Yeah.
But with his brother having been assassinated and Johnson being a shitbag who was finally stepping away, there were a lot of people who thought Bobby was going to be the way. And then Sirhan shot him in the stomach, Oswald style.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will break down her statement and point to the serious errors, misstatements, and frankly offensive and dangerous language it contains. My goal here is not to shame or attack the council member, but rather to correct the record and remind her of the importance of engaging with the community that elected her before speaking out in the future on the issues that matter to us. Now, he goes on to point out that, they kidnapped these janitors. He doesn't use the word kidnap. I don't believe so. He says, you wouldn't let him go, which, by the way, kidnapping. Oh my! Thank you so much, Anonymous, over on the Streamlabs. Long overdue. Thanks. I've been listening to you since you were making Riley Dennis videos. You got me through a tour of Afghanistan, a divorce, and nursing school. Keep doing what you do. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening, and thank you for the kind words. I'm glad I help people.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I hope to inform. I really hope to make you laugh. And if all of that can help you in any way, I'm happy to be of service.
Yeah, sorry you had to go through all that stuff. Sounds pretty rough.
Afghanistan and a divorce. Which one's worse? I guess it would depend on what your actual experience was in Afghanistan. Like one of my friends, he got killed there. Clearly, that's worse than a divorce. But if you survive Afghanistan, then you come back and woman's like, it's over, or you're like, bitch, I can't take you anymore, whichever way it happened. That's like somebody pouring salt in the wound, ain't it?
Yeah, and then you have to put yourself through school too. Oh, especially nursing school. That's pretty hard.
Yeah. And good on you for getting through it. I get asked from time to time, how do you deal with stuff? And that's the answer. However you can. If it's us, great. If it's fucking Hasan, great. You got to find what works for you.
If Hasan works for you, you should see a therapist.
That's true. Afghanistan would be cheaper, probably. Anyhow, I just thought it was funny that this guy, he goes on to admit that, like, the first thing he talks about is May Day, because this has been brought up because May Day, of course. And he's like, how dare you bring that up? That is a Marxist thing. And this is what really set off bells in my head. But then he gets down later to how these guys were kidnapped. And he says earlier, my goal here is not to shame her. Why wouldn't that be your goal? You have somebody who's defending kidnappers, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, they're protesting in favor of rapists, so.
Well, I responded to him. I retweeted him, actually, and he responded to me. Oh. I asked, let me see if I'm understanding this correctly. I might have been a smartass in the way I wrote the question.
That'll happen.
I said, let me see if I'm understanding this correctly. You believe people were kidnapped, janitors held against their will, and this politician is siding with the kidnappers, but you don't want to shame him for it. Laugh my ass off, bruh. And he said, by writing this, I'm obviously calling her out, but I'm still giving her room to return to team normal.
What?
When are you guys going to get this through your heads? This is their normal. And this is what I said to him. I'm like, what don't you get about that? This is who they are. Your little lefty friends, especially if you're a Jew, a black person, or a woman, they don't actually care about you. You are a means to a fucking end, and they will toss you under a bus in a fucking heartbeat for that. Because they don't
they're
get
collectivists.
the only reason that they've been talking about how horrible Nazis are for the last couple of years is because they were calling other people who clearly aren't Nazis, Nazis. It was just a way to demonize them. Please do not forget that when it comes to political ideology, commies, they're step cousins to the fucking socialists that were running Germany.
Yep.
The whole reason the commies and the Nazis were fighting was over how commie to be. Which, by the way, never forget, Antifa helped get Hitler elected.
Yep.
And then they went on to support the commies. They're really good at picking friends.
Evil friends.
Christ almighty. Anyway, it's just amazing to me. Like this guy, he genuinely thinks that if he just speaks to her kindly about it, right? Like if I just point this out, you'll see the error of your ways.
Well, that's what people are taught now, is that you can just talk to people and completely change their entire worldview. It's just not real. That's not realistic. Some people are just bad people.
You think she accidentally supported kidnappers? You think she accidentally supported the pro-Palestinian side here? We need some humor in our life, Jack. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we can play this properly. Every video of this that I've seen is set to music.
Oh, did you play the one I've got?
Which
I don't think it's got music.
Oh, you're right. That one doesn't. I had forgotten about that one.
Oh man, I forgot about you, Jack. Oh, thanks.
I didn't forget about you. I forgot about your fucking video. That's what you get for that word you use, motherfucker. You know what you did.
Yes, I do. I don't claim to be a very good person.
Oh, you didn't send that to me directly.
No, I
you
replied
retweeted
to
it.
your
Yeah.
comment.
What's the best way to find that?
I'll find it and give it to
you. Whoops, that's not you. All right, find that and put it up there for me so we can get. This is okay, guys. Antifa, they have a new weapon, or I guess it's new armament, right?
Yeah, they had a cunning, brilliant plan. A new type of armor. It's an upgrade. Makes them better, faster, stronger, more super soldiery. It's the last link there.
And it's amazing that they hadn't thought of this before, but it's even more amazing they thought this would work. So,
yes, the Rubbermaid brigade.
The Rubbermaid brigade. Fuck,
These
man.
people are so pathetic, man. It's a good thing they're not smart, because they might actually be dangerous.
This one, the one you just sent me, is the same one I had. This one has music in it. This isn't the further back one.
What? Oh, my bad.
Yeah. See, this is why I ignore you, bitch.
Well, as your sidekick, I probably should be ignored anyway.
Oh my god, we built this up. Now it's still going to live up to expectations, I promise. Because
absolutely.
I saw this set to the silly kind of banjo-y music, and then somebody set it to the Rocky soundtrack, and then somebody asked, I don't think it got done, but they had the same thought I did. This needs to be Chariots of Fire.
I would have gone with Enter the Gladiators.
The other one I could see that I think would be funny would be a wedding march.
Yeah, or Yakety Sax, Benny Hill soundtrack.
There's so many that would fit here. This is what we're talking about, guys. This is the latest and greatest from the Antifa crowd, where they have.
Look at that beautiful armor they've got going on there. Those are $50 trash cans. My parents have these.
They have deployed the tower shields.
Yeah. Yeah, this is their tower shields. $50 trash cans.
Let's see how it works out for him, shall we?
Yes, let's.
I love this guy running in front real fast. Look how he keeps stopping to make sure the others are coming with him.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just wonder if they like set him up all the time. Like, guy, we're going to go get these guys. Ready? Go. And he's the only one that runs.
He's the one that fell for we're going streaking.
Yes.
And no one else went. But they run gay. Like, I'm sorry, you are not in any way combat oriented if you run like you're about to go jogging. Like, you've got your dumb little bike helmet on. It's fucking stupid.
In fairness, for some of them, that shield is like 4 times what they can normally pick up. That's really heavy.
Yeah, it shows too with their little noodle arms.
That thing probably weighs 4.5 pounds if it was like the painted one back here that some idiot painted as the Palestinian flag.
I mean, C- for effort compared to everybody else.
Wait, no. I give him an A+ because he put the Palestinian flag where it fucking deserves, on a trash can.
That's a good point.
Do you think he thought about that when he did it?
I don't know, but did you notice the kid in the foreground? The handle is still on there.
Yes.
Just grab it and yank it away from him.
Okay, back to let's check them out. Let's see how they do.
Accusing them of being the KKK because they didn't want to be.
You got to take it back a little bit because it stutters.
Oh, well, like I said, we'll just let it run a few times.
No. Whenever you pause it, even when the ATT is working perfectly, there's always a weird delay. So
I'm also turning off the volume because there's some newscaster talking.
Yeah, this is filmed from somebody's TV.
But yeah, we'll be able to watch it a few times as we talk over it because this shit is funny as fuck. Ready? Here they go. Get him. Whoops.
Just one random cop with no armor. Like, he's just got his regular body armor, and he just puts his hands out and he stops the Antifa super soldier, and the other one just falls down.
The other one just literally trips.
Yeah, like the cop's not really even pushing here. The guy just fell. Oh, that's so great.
He just put his hands up because this idiot's running at him. And yeah, he goes down. Like I said, we'll let it play several times. Hopefully the greatest parts of it come through clear eventually. But then his friends try to save him. You know, it's an exceptionally bad idea to purposefully run into a cop.
As a general rule, yes.
And since he did it with that shield, he attacked that cop with a weapon.
Yep. And that's how it's going to be written up, too. I mean, they'll never prosecute, but that's how it could be prosecuted.
I love that his little noodle arm friend tries to save him.
Yeah. I mean, look, the Penguin Brigade is in the background. Wait for the umbrellas.
Bloop. I fucking love it. I fucking love it.
Da-da-da. That dude took out 2 Antifa super soldiers without even trying. Like, he didn't even lose a breath.
By standing still.
Yeah, and he's kind of let's face it, that cop's a little overweight.
A little bit.
Yeah, probably 30 pounds heavier than he should be. And he's wearing, like, what, a 25, 30-pound duty belt, plus the body armor, of the bulletproof vest, and then the helmet. Yeah. He's not even like one of the super militarized looking cops. He's just wearing regular accoutrements, which just looks a little more intimidating than it really is. I didn't see like the taser and extra handcuffs and zip ties and all that shit, but he's wearing a good 30, 40 pounds of gear. And he didn't even have to put his weight into this. He just put his hands up.
And that little fucker bounced off him like he hit a wall.
Yeah, because he's got a giant fucking Rubbermaid. Like I think they're I forget the brand name, but it's not Rubbermaid. But it's a rubber shield, so of course it's gonna flex.
Yeah.
It's made out of a rubber trash can. It flexes. He used his own momentum against himself.
I've probably seen this 30 times now, and it's funny every fucking time.
Oh yeah, I think whenever we cover this, we should replace the ducks with this video.
Let's see. I want to see if we can get a good picture right before they collide. Oh, well, here, right as they collide. Just look at the difference in girth.
Yeah, like I said, that cop is overweight, probably a little out of shape. It's yes, some of that padding is a bulletproof vest. I know what it looks like, but he's a little overweight, and he's just putting his hands up, and the soy noodle piece of shit there that weighs 90 pounds soaking wet full of feminine estrogen pills just goes down like a bag of potatoes.
Yeah.
It's like dropping a soy latte.
It's a lesson in physics.
Yeah.
I mean, even if this guy, the way he's built, even if he was solid muscle, he's bouncing off the fat guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that cop doesn't even have like a good stance for that. Like, but it's enough to stop this dipshit. I mean, it would take a much bigger dude than this to knock that cop over. I don't know what he was thinking. That's just dumb.
I wonder, because they're clearly doing something. And I wish I had greater context for this video. What were they trying to accomplish with this moron run?
We're going to scare off the cops. They'll have to leave us alone then in our autonomous zone where we demand delivery services.
The women cops could have beat you up, dude.
Yeah, there's plenty of fat lesbians that could have taken that hit and survived. Shit, there's probably some 90-pound cop chicks that can take that hit.
Yes, Ebony, those are those big gray trash cans you see. That's what they cut up to make shields.
Yep. Like I said, my mom and dad have 2 of these at their house. I know exactly what these are.
Oh, yeah, me too.
They're really good quality trash cans, if you ask me. They're worth their $50.
They work very well. They do what they're made for. They last a fucking long, long time.
Yeah, but they're not shield material.
What were they trying to accomplish? Storm the line? Nobody could have thought this was a good idea. I am telling you, there is somebody from our audience fucking with these people.
Maybe, but whoever's doing it, keep it up. It's working.
Who told you that a sixth of a trash can was going to help you push past cops?
Well, I'd venture to say that's probably a 32-gallon or 40-gallon trash can. So there's probably 4 shields they made out of this. So, somebody was sitting around talking to these guys in a stream and looking around their room going, you can make a shield out of a rubber trash can.
You would have been better off using the metal lids of the other kind of trash can.
Yeah. Oh, they could have used gotten one of the aluminum trash cans, cut that up. At least then it'd be a metal shield. Of course, they probably would have cut themselves, bled to death because they're probably all hemophiliacs.
Jack 5 shields, you forgot the lid. Fair enough. Did we see anybody with the lid? Because I will die laughing if we see that.
Oh my god, if they do the lid, they have to paint it with the Palestinian flag so they can be kept in Palestine.
No, we don't see the lid, which I really hoped we would have.
No, then it would be 6 because the bottom circle too could be a buckler shield.
True.
So
do you think these 2 guys got laid for this?
With each other, maybe.
Because this is a truism. Guys will do really stupid shit to impress women to try to get laid, and if that's what they were doing, I'll actually give them credit.
No, I won't. This is dumb. Women are going. Their vaginas are going to dry up seeing this.
You and I understand that. You and I understand that, but they're clearly geeks and don't understand women. So if this was like, you know what, this is gonna impress Pat. She will love this, or he, whichever. Watch, I'm gonna take out this cop. I would actually have a little bit of respect for that. Not much, but a little tiny, a sliver of respect. Be like, all right, at least you got, some manliness in you. You understand what manhood is. But I think what really happened is somebody went, hey, that fucker will do it. Make him do it.
She'll definitely touch my wiener if I run at these guys. Then he runs up, throws a beanbag at the cop, and he yells, "Magic missile!"
I also love that the one with the Palestinian shield just can't keep up. He's like way at the back.
Dude, I'm surprised any of these guys could run that distance.
Well, you saw him run. I'm not sure they can.
It was more of a prance, let's be
It
honest.
was.
I mean, that's embarrassing, especially if they are gay. All gay men should be like, dude, stop that. You're embarrassing all of us.
Yeah, all gay men should be offended at that.
Yeah, that's Anyway, thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. I just want to see counter protesters do a proper Roman Tetsudo advance. Show these pussies how a proper tower shield works. Yeah. I mean, if you got some historical reenactors that were like pretty right wing and they actually did some column formations, I would be all about that because they would annihilate these retards. Just get some broomsticks and some old shields, some reenactment shit. They could fuck these guys up. No, they yell fireball. That's fair, comrade.
I said on Twitter, and I mean this sincerely, whoever it is out there that's putting these bad ideas in their heads, please, please, please teach Antifa about Roman columns. I am dying to see a Roman column with trash cans made out of rubber trying to stop the police.
They think they look like Fallout bandits, and they really look like homeless people from a dump.
They look like they had arts and crafts day at the retard home.
Yeah, I got my shield.
I made a shield. Please, somebody make this happen. Please, please, please.
These people are so fucking dumb. I mean, we always point out how they're useful idiots, but it's amazing how stupid they are. They really thought stuff like this would work. They think their dumb little barricades will work. Dude, you have trash piles. I have seen better hobo jungles than this. This is just sad.
I just wanted to share this. This was shared on Twitter. Somebody took Frosted's blanks and gave us some memes from it. This was from Monk. That's awesome.
Yeah, good one, Monk.
I really do hope that we get. I'm going to keep that up while we talk because I can't watch the idiots anymore. I'm going to pass out. I hope we get more of this. I hope they keep. How are they getting dumber?
It's because that's the only thing they know is like the gender studies and all the stupid Marxist crap they're taught. They don't know how to do anything. They really have no life skills. It's all theories and utopian visions and a bunch of weird like gender ideology crap. They have no job skills. They've never been to like a Boy Scout meeting because that would require effort and it's boy stuff. Ew. So they've never had to do any practical real world stuff. It's really sad.
I hear you, but one of the advantages of that kind of trash can and the reason people move to them away from the metal trash cans is because they don't dent.
Yeah.
They bend.
Uh-huh. Which is how that cop was able to use momentum against them.
I mean, this is pretty simple shit. Rubber bends, you dumbass.
I'll glue all these bouncy balls on the side.
I just don't understand how they get dumber every fucking protest.
I don't know, but it's glorious. They're so stupid and entitled. It's amazing how impractical. Like they don't even have like they don't build a proper wall. Like, you know, they didn't look into ancient fort building techniques where you take a big piece of wood and bury it halfway down in the ground to reinforce the strength of it. And then you put up some pikes to keep people out. They won't do any of that because they're fucking stupid and lazy. It just shocks me. Seriously, I have seen homeless camps better than this.
Do you think they could actually dig the hole for that?
No, because I don't think they could figure out how a shovel works, first of all, and that they are completely paralyzed by independence. They only know how to function if somebody tells them how to do something. Some committee has to come up with the idea, and then they could try and execute it, but they still don't know how to do anything.
Can I just say how sad I am that the 4chan community has not had more fun with these idiots?
Yeah, I do hope they start fucking with these guys on like a pools closed level. But, you know, I think you can't control the Chans. They'll do whatever they want.
I know. But if anybody could get them to do the really stupid shit, it's the Chan. All right.
I completely agree.
We have an update, and this is in the title, so we should probably talk about it.
Go
ahead.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted. A day may come when the courage of masculine presenting beings falls. A day when we forsake all our Tumblr accounts. But it is not this day. This day we scratch their eyes out. I bid those who are able-bodied stand. Twinks of the West. Clothesline.
Nice.
Clothesline.
Okay, so I want to be clear here. I do not know if this one's real. The one we saw yesterday is absolutely real. This one, part of it seems real, and then part of it seems they've got to be kidding.
Dude, we read the last one that was real. I mean, if they asked for like boxes of tampons for first aid gear, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, which by the way, you can use a tampon for first aid if you have nothing else.
Cotton ball, basically.
It's sanitized cotton, so it's not a bad idea. But I mean, if you have gauze, it's probably better.
Yeah, I mean, you'll ruin the little mousey, so you can't play with it as a mousey anymore.
These people free bleed, so
yeah,
it's not a concern.
That's
anyway, this is from the University of Chicago. This is what their students need. Updated supply needs. Medical tent. They need a table. Needed most. Urgent. Heat gloves. Needed most. I don't think they understand how most works.
No, I don't think so either.
Wound packed gauze. Needed most. Portable chargers. Needed most. Curlix? Or is that Surly? I don't know. Curlix, I'm guessing. Curlix gauze?
Sure. That's how I always say it.
Yeah. Needed most. Cat tourniquet.
Needed most.
What the fuck are y'all doing that you need tourniquets?
They're preparing for the when the cops rush in with swords and start cutting things off. I guess. I don't know. Maybe the local samurai is going to show up in Chicago. I don't know. I was wondering that too. Like, do you know what tourniquets are for? Because that's not the first go-to. That's like an emergency shit.
Tourniquets are the last resort.
Yeah, like it's bleeding really badly, and you don't have a choice. That's not your go-to.
Tourniquets are literally, we're going to kill this part of your body so the rest of it stays living.
Yeah.
Anyway, ace bandages needed most. 4x4 gauze needed most. I realized, we got to move us on the screen here, Jack, because people can't read it. And I'm purposefully not scrolling down because I'm saving the good parts.
Yeah.
ABD pads for wounds, most needed. Goggles, most needed. Again, I'm not sure they understand what most means.
I don't think they understand what needed means.
All right. So, I mean, in fairness, though, I could give them most of these things if they're actually setting up a medical tent. Makes sense.
I wouldn't trust these people to do any I would take a surgeon from 1850 before I took any of these clowns to do any kind of first aid on me.
Although, with pepper balls hitting people in the ball, tourniquets could end this in a generation. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so there's the more reasonable list of demands. Emergency bandages, most needed. Trauma shears. And again, I'm at, what the fuck are you guys doing? What do you need trauma shears for?
All the trauma they're enduring, they're gonna just cut it away. Well, maybe they're gonna cut boobies off.
Aren't trauma shears used to cut away clothing?
Yes. It's my
Which makes the next one kind of suspect. Vaseline.
well, that's for all the butt raping they're going to do to people when they're sleeping, just like Chaz.
Trauma shears followed by Vaseline. I am worried somebody's getting raped.
I'm worried a lot of somebody's are getting raped.
Tweezers. CPR masks. 2.
Just 2.
You need tourniquets, but you only need 2 CPR masks.
Well, they only plan on saving 2 people. Everybody else is on their own.
Butterfly suture closures. Disposable stethoscopes. Why do you need disposable ones?
Well, you don't want to get coof from it, do you?
You can't get coof from a stethoscope.
You don't know that. You're not. You don't have a laboratory.
That's true. That is true. Camping sink, buckets with lids, helmets, HIV test, dental dams, and Plan B.
Yeah, the dental dams, because there's going to be a lot of people going down on each other.
And now we know why they needed all the bandages and Vaseline.
Yeah, they're setting up the rape tent.
Who the fuck is going to a campus protest in favor of Palestine to get an HIV test?
Well, that's why you get the test, because they're going to be having so much free love that they want to get tested afterward.
Chad, do you guys know what dental dams are? They're so you can put it over a lady and lick her naughty bits without getting whatever her naughty bits have on them on your tongue.
Yeah.
It's a piece of saran wrap that you put over a lady's naughty bits.
Yeah, it's just fancy saran wrap.
How is CPR mask not needed? Also, why is it needed? Yeah, the CPR mask is not part of the most needed, but tourniquets are. It's like they're in a fucking war zone and they're having to take off people's legs left and right.
I'm telling you, the samurai's coming. They got to be prepared.
Ebony says that's nasty. What, going down on a chick or licking plastic on her?
I think the image of the dirty hippies doing this to each other is pretty nasty. So
I do understand the first one though, because I want you to notice on here they have Plan B, but do you see what's missing? If you're going to put Plan B on there, isn't there something that just jumps out at you should be on that list?
Condoms
might help with the HIV testing.
Nah,
yeah, condoms.
Bareback it and hope for the best, right?
Diva cups.
For the free bleeders.
Do you guys know what Diva cups are? I'm not describing those. They're gross. They're just gross.
Yeah, it's really gross.
Chapstick, Mylar blankets. I heard that was like refugee status. That's their. I mean, remember when the refugees down at the border were given Mylar blankets and like, oh my God, how dare you? Why do they not have something plush, maybe with down in it? Mylar blankets, contact solution in cases. You should have the cases to your contacts, retard.
Should, but they don't.
You're planning on being there for days and you didn't bring your fucking contact case? I hope your contact glues to your eye, dumbass.
Well, if you get maced, you got better odds of that happening. Just saying.
IFAK pouches. I don't know what those are. I have to look that up now. But yeah, these are their needs, Jack. They need Plan B. Why do you need Plan B at a protest? Now, look, if you're a dude, I'm sure you're for that, because hopefully, here's the dirty truth about most hippies back in the 60s. The males, at least, they were just trying to get laid.
Yeah.
A lot of them were just trying to get laid. They didn't believe the stupid shit the girls were saying because, well, they're stupid chicks. Oh, it's a medical bag. It's a tactical medical bag. Huh. At the bottom of the list.
Well,
Don't worry,
I mean,
they have
it's not
Plan
like
B.
they need water.
Jack, you're a woman who just had unprotected sex at a hippie commune on the campus of Chicago University here. Are you going to run to the medic that's there for your Plan B?
I would hope wasn't in this situation, but if I'm dumb enough to be at one of these things, probably.
Plan B, so a coat hanger? Yes. I realize you can get that over the counter now, but I don't take pills from people I don't know.
These are the type of people that do.
Somebody's going to end up with, an overdose at taking fentanyl they thought was going to kill the baby inside them instead. I mean, it'll probably work at that point, but you'll be dead too.
Well, that's bound to happen, and they're going to blame the cops somehow on that.
Dental dams. I love that dental dam is one of their needs.
Yeah. Well,
How about this, ladies? Wash your pussy.
Yeah. Stop being dirty.
So that somebody will be willing to put their mouth on it.
Probably having like gangbangs and orgies in there.
Look, these are dirty people. They probably got genital warts coming out their ass. So
yeah, well, that's called the monkeypox. Thank you.
Thank you, Frosted, over on the Streamlabs. Oh, excuse me. When they break out the HIV test, is it going to be like the motion sensor scene in Aliens? The HIV is at 10 meters, 5 meters. That's impossible. That's inside the room. 1 meter. Yes, that's exactly. Oh, look, I'm not going to lie. There's several people I've seen at these already that I'm like, that dude's HIV positive.
There's a lot of sickly looking people in there.
Young to have the cancer it looks like he has. That's HIV. Look, a lesion. I learned from the movie Philadelphia that I'm just saying.
Well, fair enough. I haven't
Sometimes
seen that movie in a long time.
Me neither. And it was a decent movie. It's, gay propaganda, but it was a decent movie.
It would have been better without Tom Hanks. Much like most of his movies.
For what the movie is, I think Tom Hanks and Denzel did decent acting.
Yeah, I mean, it was an okay film.
Yeah.
It was propaganda.
Yeah. Thank you, Snub. Yet again, as someone who works at a Illinois university, we got off easy so far compared to these. I am glad we are in the sticks. Okay, here's what I need you to do. Print this out and just leave it around your campus. And hide somewhere and record what happens. I want to watch. Anyway, it cut out when he was talking about the movie. Oh, that sucks. What's wrong with Tom Hanks? Me and Jack disagree on Tom Hanks's acting ability.
Tom Hanks is easily replaced in every movie he's in. Just like Nicolas Cage.
I slightly disagree. I think he shows range that most actors don't.
The range of Forrest Gump.
I mean, that's one of them.
Yeah, that's him in every movie I see him in. His best movie was Mazes and Monsters. Like, I'm not saying he hasn't been in some good movies. They're just few and far between, and he's easily replaced.
Yeah, you and I just disagree on that, and that's fine.
I know most people disagree with me on that. That's okay. I accept that you're all wrong.
Look, I am no stranger to being the only one on the side of something, especially around here. So it's okay. It's okay.
Real quick, thank you, Evolved Potato. I'm just wondering how consensual all this sex is happening here, because we all know how male feminists are, and the Muslims aren't any better. That's true. And if they convert, then it's not raping.
Let's just be honest about what was on that list. We have dental dams, which are more likely used by lesbians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have Vaseline. We know what that's being used for. And HIV test. There ain't a whole lot of straight sex going on here. This is, I mean, they have Plan B just in case, but they're all gay. And gay men have a lot of sex, so they're probably having tons of sex. That's why they need all those gauze bandages. That's for anal bleeding. We talked about that offline.
Yeah.
And the lesbians will probably, rape the other girls because they were lesbians. They're angry and mad. Angry and mad. That is a thing with lesbians.
Well, I think what's going to happen is the male feminists are going to try and rape the straight women. The lesbians will come in and beat them up, and then sodomize them with strap-ons, and then have sex with the straight women, consensual or otherwise.
Furry, I'm not reading that out loud, but I'm just going to remind people, don't lick butthole. I don't care if you have a dental dam or not. That's how you're going to get the pink eye in your throat.
Somebody doesn't toss their salads.
That's disgusting. No, I don't lick asshole. That's fucking nasty. But I washed it. The inside? Anyhow, just a little palate cleanser, Jack.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen this video?
Deja vu. Been displaced before. Higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go.
I forgot there was music. Fuck.
And the search is a mystery. Standing on my feet, so hard when I try.
He just really, really wanted his food. We're going to do it without the music this time.
It's a little wind-up doggy.
He is. Look at him just running in place until he's set down and takes off.
Let me go, human. I'm hungry.
I am not a dog person, but I do love puppies. Puppies are adorable. And look at him go. He's like, nom, 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 nom. Anyhow, thank you, Snubber. Speaking of lesbians and domestic abuse, that's redundant, sir. How about those bears discussions on Twitter? Women claiming being mauled is worse than being raped. We talked about that last night, towards the end of the show, right?
Yeah.
Those women are fucking stupid. The ones who are saying that they'd rather be out there with a bear than a man in the woods. It's a retarded notion, but remember, we read that most women, or a lot of women, I forget the exact number, thought that they could kill a medium-sized dog without, instead of the dog killing them. They could take a dog in a fight. I would have trouble with a medium-sized dog, even when I was strong.
Yeah, because dogs are vicious.
They got big old teeth.
Yeah, and they bite and gnash, as the kids would say.
And they instinctively know how to kill. Do you? Anyway. Hey, let's see. How can you be a real monkey if you don't toss salad? The only time I toss a salad is if we're actually tossing lettuce and tomato and cucumbers and stuff into a fucking salad.
Oh,
don't lick butthole. It's gross.
I'm seeing an update about the whole man versus bear thing. Hypocrite just posted this. This is from author Matt Sessa. A lot of my fellow men have really misunderstood the assignment with the whole man versus bear thing. Your job wasn't to come charging in to mansplain to women why they were wrong for choosing the bear. Your job was to listen to them about why they would choose the bear, and then to hold our fellow men accountable so that in the future women would not feel inclined to choose the bear. That was the assignment, fellas.
It's really hard for me not to drop that F-bomb again.
Yeah.
Hey.
It just wants to roll right off the tongue.
Hey, dick sucker. I don't take my marching orders from you because you're too much of a pussy to tell women they're being stupid, okay? This was the assignment. Who the fuck are you to give me an assignment?
Yeah.
Here, I have an assignment for you. Lick my butt. Oh, I shouldn't say that. He probably will. Fuck this guy. You missed the assignment. Eat me. How about that? I just gave you an assignment. Find the tallest thing you can and see if you can fly. That's my assignment for you. I would not try that, by the way. Anyhow, yeah, fuck these guys, man. White knight and pieces of shit. Maybe she'll touch my ding dong if I say men suck.
Yeah.
How do you not see the issue with that, you fucking retard? All men suck. That includes you. Oh no, I'm one of the good ones. Yeah, so was Russian Deadpool. Blow me.
Right. Until he killed a woman.
He was a full-on feminist, man.
Oh yeah.
Murdered a woman and got away with it too. I mean, he went to prison and everything, Jack, but they went easy on him because of I was on drugs.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, and
Boo-hoo
all that fucking around behind your women's back. Yeah.
Real quickly. Sorry.
That's all of the controlling behavior and all that. Yeah, you were just high then too.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Anyhow,
thank you, retards of the United States, who say
you're welcome.
They need the helmets more than we do. It's funny because it's true.
Oh man, I wish that Teespring store had helmets we could put stuff on. Because I'd have some bangers. Mark Hamill today said this: may the second Biden administration be as productive and successful as the first.
So what? We're going to get another 8 million illegals? You giving up your property for that, Mark? Shut up.
8, and that's just the ones we know about. Double-digit inflation that is probably half what it actually was reported, or double what it was reported. What part of the Biden administration has been successful? He's gotten stuff passed through Congress. I'm not going to deny that, but I don't know if you know this. A lot of bad shit has been passed through Congress.
Yeah, let's see. We're close to a war with Russia. There's been a bunch of major skirmishes pop off, including the war in Ukraine. That probably could have been prevented. The whole Hamas versus Israel thing probably wouldn't have happened on Trump's watch. We got the economy taking a shit, inflation beyond measure. Yeah, I don't know. It's a mystery.
Successful.
Yeah, open border. The Canadians getting lippy with us.
Here, let me show you another sign of the apocalypse. Al Sharpton is going to be the voice of reason.
Your joke is, I get where you're trying to go with that, but that's not funny, dude. It's never the voice of reason.
Let me say this, the politics of that, what is being about them not doing that, Joe, where you and I agree, how do the Democrats, how do all of us on that side say January 6th was wrong if you can have the same pictures going on college campus?
Lord, don't make.
Oh my God. Dude, is that fake?
No, that is real.
Holy shit. Not only was he right, which is insanely shocking, he was actually trying to calm the situation down in a way.
Yeah.
This is the guy that started a riot that got a Jewish dude killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's no friend of the Jews.
Broken clock syndrome. But wait, you got to hear Mika's response because he's on the Morning Joe with Mika and Intern Killer.
Yeah, Jesus.
I don't think he actually killed an intern. That's just my nickname for him.
I'm still on the fence on that one.
But Intern Killer and his TV wife here, she has something to say. Remember, it is her job to tell you what to think.
Of course.
The same pictures going on college campus.
Lord, don't make a parallel with January 6th.
You lose.
Good Lord, don't make a parallel to January 6th.
But it
fits.
Yes, it fits very, very well. I mean, you could have said that about the 2020 riots too, but they were sweeping those under the rug then.
Make a parallel with January 6th.
You lose the moral high ground.
That has happened, though.
Okay.
That has
And look at them yelling over him. What he said there that they yell over is you lose the moral high ground.
Yep. And he's right.
He's right.
People watching this are like, really? January 6th was an insurrection, and this with terrorist sympathizers isn't?
Thank you, Snubberth. Randy Marsh apologized for us all. Indeed. Apologize. Never forget, as an insult, Jesse Jackson once called New York Town.
Yeah, that's true.
He had to come out. There's a great one of my favorite skits ever on SNL back when it was funny. Eddie Murphy as Jesse Jackson singing Town.
I forgot about that.
If you guys have never seen it, look it up. It's fucking great. And for those of you who don't know, Jaime is a slur for Jew.
Yeah, which sadly is probably okay on all the platforms, but don't say anything against the Muslims.
Yeah, believe it or not, there were times that SNL was funny.
Oh, yeah, it was a long time ago. Eagle nails it. When Al Sharpton is correct, there's something wrong, really wrong in this world. Yeah. It's like CERN did something again.
What is this here? Oh, fuck you. Is this the one Frosted sent in?
Maybe.
I saw this and I was purposefully staying away from this stupid fucking shit.
Well, if you can't open it, the full article, the archive link has it. So that's why.
Let me see if I can.
Because I had trouble getting it to open and I wasn't signing up for anything. So
no, it looks like I'm all the way signed in, so we should be good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, this is from a couple of days ago, almost a week ago now.
You've been avoiding this story for a long time.
This is so fucking dumb. Lessons from Tiananmen for today's university presidents.
I told you eventually I'd get him to read it, Frosted.
Remember my question about how they keep getting dumber?
Yeah.
I feel like it's relevant again.
Yeah, it probably is.
Snub says, no, they don't get to bring that up. Faithless goes a much better way. Get a tank. Yes. Yes.
Where's Cryptic when we need him? This one would be good for Cryptic response.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, I'm going to guess that he's going to be like, you need to be nicer to them. I have no idea. I saw the headline and was like, fuck that guy. James Miltard, fuck you.
Miltard.
35 years ago, in April of 1989, Chinese students from Beijing's elite universities began their occupation of Tiananmen Square. Their issues were different from those of American students today. Yeah, they had issues.
Yeah, real ones.
They still do, dick. How dare you even bring those up in the same sentence? The only way Tiananmen Square and the protests going on right now should be in the same sentence is if you say the protests going on right now have nothing to fucking do with Tiananmen in any fucking way.
Oh, you sweet summer child. Of course it does. They're fighting for freedom, monkey. Freedom.
Chinese demonstrators voiced concerns about corruption, inflation, the effects of ongoing market reforms, and lack of free press and participatory governance. They were protesting the commie shitbags that were oppressing them.
Oh, no, communism doesn't oppress. That's where you're wrong, monkey.
Today, students at Columbia, NYU, Harvard, Yale, University of Minnesota, University of Texas, Brown, USC, and other campuses. Did you have to name that many if you're just going to go other campuses?
Word count.
Couldn't you just have went at Columbia, NYU, and other campuses?
Nope, word count.
Jesus Christ. This is Medium. He doesn't get paid by the fucking word count.
He's practicing for when he's a grown-up journalist.
Are mounting an anti-war movement, calling on their institutions to divest from Israel in light of the unprecedented levels of civilian death in Gaza. Stop. I'm sorry. Did he just use the term unprecedented, talking about the deaths of civilians? Tell me you know nothing of history without telling me that.
Yeah, Snub's got it right. They forgot the demonstrators lost. It's so illegal to even mention it on Chinese internet. Yeah.
How many people are said to have died in Nagasaki and Hiroshima?
A few million, I think.
Wasn't it a couple 100,000s? Is it as many as 1 million?
I'll look it up. Individually or together?
Individually.
Oh, it's way less than I thought. Hiroshima was let's see, the bombings combined were between 129,000 and 226,000.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's way less than I thought.
I was thinking one of them was like 80 and couldn't remember what the other one was. But those are just 2 bombs that we dropped during World War II that killed a shit ton of civilians.
Yeah, I mean, we killed more in the firebombing in Tokyo.
Talk about Dresden.
Yeah, Dresden. There were a couple others.
The unprecedented civilian death. Dumbass says what? Do you just not know what unprecedented means? It means hasn't happened before, you dumbass.
It's totally new.
No, it's unprecedented. It's only happened repeatedly throughout, especially as war got more dangerous.
Yeah, these people are so historically illiterate. It's shocking.
Where are we?
I've forgotten more history than they've learned. It's sad.
How many U.S. Between the South and the North in the Civil War, isn't it like 150,000?
I think it's more than that. I think it was like 300,000 total.
Far more than have died in Gaza right now.
Yeah, I mean, don't take my numbers for. I mean, I'm way off on World War II there, but yeah, it was a lot of people died. They were all Americans though, so.
And there were lots of civilians who died.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just collateral damage and people that got in the way.
The North let a whole bunch of freed slaves drown.
Yeah, and then there was like the Fort Pillow massacre and all sorts of horrible things. The sinking of the Sultana around that time. So yeah, there were a lot of people that died that probably didn't need to die.
Yep. But hey, unprecedented. It's unprecedented. Fuck you. Where are we? Another big difference, as it turned out, Chinese students face far more serious and long-lasting repercussions than seems likely for American students, even those violently arrested by police. Fuck you for that. Fuck you. He says, at least so far.
Okay.
We have some accounts of what happened to some of those students in Tiananmen.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't last very long.
No, they were tortured.
Despite the evident distinctions, however, there are thought-provoking Other than them happening in April, what is similar, fucker?
I think Frost had really underestimated how much this was going to get to you.
This is, I mean, that guy I read earlier talking about the May Day and how people are, these fucking students are out there like, May Day. That is a communist talking thing. It is a communist fucking holiday. The guy, to his credit, points out, here in America, we have our own fucking celebration of labor, literally called Labor Day. It's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah, it's a bunch of fucking commies slipped that one in.
Those assholes latching on to communist bullshit piss me off. This is just disrespectful to those very fucking brave Chinese students.
Yeah.
Those students actually put their literal fucking lives on the line. These idiots can't figure out how to work a fucking drinking fountain.
But we need freshly sourced water, monkey.
Do you think if those kids at Tiananmen were asking for needs to be met, one of them would have been Plan B and dental dams?
And vegan food.
Anyway, the springtime student movement of China in 1989 and those in the U.S. in 2024, in particular, in the excessive rhetoric about and reaction to both movements. What? In 1989, as now, the students asked for a lot right away.
You're thinking again. It's just going to hurt.
I don't like stupid people, and usually I just fuck with them for fun. But This is offensively stupid.
Yeah, it really kind of is, especially if you're a Chinese student.
If anything would ever make me rethink my position on the First Amendment, it's shit like this. Winnie the Pooh, thank you. Nothing happened at Tiananmen Square. That's not what Piglet said.
Piglet's gone, monkey. There never was a Piglet.
Don't forget, Eeyore had a camera that day. Anyway, where are we? Too many in powerful positions, they seem impetuous, unruly, irresponsible, and unrealistic. You think that's what the Chinese overlords were thinking when they're... Fuck yep, man. Do you realize how brave those kids were?
Yep.
Audience, do you guys have any idea how brave those kids were? I know some of you older folks do. You younger guys. I wasn't kidding when I said they were putting their lives on the line. We're not talking about taking a pepper ball to the testicles. We're talking about being tortured to death for having the wrong opinion.
Scooped up off the street and disappeared to some nowhere land where you're going to be tortured.
But the issues they raise are weighty and can't easily be denied. I can absolutely deny that the Palestinians are being oppressed.
You son of a bitch.
They are terrorist shitheads who literally voted in terrorists to be their leaders. Eat me. I feel bad for the kids. They have shitty parents, but that's as far as I'm willing to go. Dangerous, thank you. The death toll reported by Hamas? Dumb fuck knuckle. Hey. We don't talk about that.
That's too
Hamas,
true.
Hamas are just brave little soldiers standing up to the man. The Jew man.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, sorry. Was that an appropriate place for that?
And the students speak with moral certainty born of youth. That
doesn't mean correct. That just means they're stupid.
It's rebel without a clue, dumbass. Why do these... This is the same argument we heard that I talked about the other day, where that guy, if you don't think really think they have a moral responsibility here, I believe they do. Doesn't make it true. You guys do realize that the Klan thought they had a moral responsibility to keep the Negroes away from the honkies, right?
Yeah, well, the Chinese will say the same thing about the Uyghurs.
Yes.
And
we don't,
Hitler would say that about the Jews.
Bro, we don't talk about the Uyghurs.
Oh, yeah.
Those Muslims being tortured to death and experimented on by the Chinese to try to literally end their existence. We don't talk about that.
Oh, I forgot about all the organ harvesting. I guess
you got to divest from the Jews, not the Chinese, man.
Yeah, let's not talk about the Ukrainian famine that Stalin caused either, because it was a moral imperative. They weren't working hard enough.
Where are we? They have read. We didn't finish that sentence. And the students speak with moral certainty born of youth and the very fact that they are students.
I was hoping you could explain that one to me, because I didn't understand what he was getting at there.
The moral certainty of the very fact they're students?
Yes, there's a certain moral certainty that students have because they're students. They would know. I mean, just because sophomore is often equated with wise fool, that means nothing. They're very educated, monkey. These are sophisticated people. They understand where you don't, you fucking pleb.
They have done everything we asked of them to gain admission to the most elite universities in the land. Are we going to talk about the lowered expectations to get in?
Nope. Maybe they all wrote Black Lives Matter 100 times and got in.
Are we going to talk about the fact that if you did it fairly, they'd be filled with Jews and Asians?
We don't talk about that.
We're not going to talk about that? Okay.
No, we're not.
I'm just making sure. I'm just being, I want to make sure that we're being clear on doing everything asked of them to gain admission.
Yes. Real quick, though. Thank you, Evolved Potato. I know how brave Tank Man was, because most people don't know this, but that was the day after the Tiananmen Square massacre. So he knew what they did the day before and still stood in front of those tanks. Yep. That man, I'm surprised he walked away.
Oh,
we
yeah.
all thought he died.
Well, this is one of those, what's that effect called where you think you saw something?
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect, yeah, where people swear they saw him get run over, but he didn't.
Yeah.
The tank actually moves around him.
Yeah, and somebody comes out and grabs him and drags him off
Yeah.
to the sidewalk. But that man had a lot of balls. It took a lot to do what he did. And it kind of took a lot on the tank drivers end too, because he could have easily just run that dude over.
Foreign says everything excluding merit. In fairness, he is right about this. They have done everything we've asked of them. It's just that we changed what was asked of them so that they could be there.
Yeah, it's all stupid shit now.
Harvard literally doesn't accept Asians at a certain point because there's too many of you Asians here.
They got a quota, and you've met too many of them there.
Literally one of the smallest populations in the United States, Asians, and they're like, "Oh, you're overrepresented here. Can't have that. We have to have the other races overrepresented because that will be diversity."
Service I offer, in case I was wondering, if you know an 18-year-old college girl who has been rejected, I will comfort them as long as they're not fat.
They have read the books we assign them. Again, it's true, but look what you're assigning them. Marxist bullshit. And what they have learned leads them to conclude. Stop pretending these kids are having their own thoughts. They're literally repeating the talking points of the terrorists, using their slogans. They didn't come to any conclusions. They responded like the little robots you programmed them to be. Say this. Okay. That's not thinking, dickhead. That's not coming to a conclusion. That's the programming kicking in. Eat me. Can you tell when I get more heated, I tend to say eat me a lot?
That's because you're substituting for other words that we're not allowed to say anymore.
It's really not. It's a very old habit. My sister used to say it all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's something that when I start to get really heated, you'll hear me say it a lot more. Anyway, what they've learned leads them to conclude with great clarity that bad things are happening and that these bad things must stop.
Oh.
But the students are persistently denied access to channels of influence. Their organizations are suspended. You mean when they're blatantly anti-Semitic? Those are your
advocating terrorism.
I don't think people should be kicked off college campuses for saying they don't like Jews. That's not my rule. That's the left's rule.
Yeah.
I think that kind of person should be made fun of. I think you should mock them endlessly until they shut the fuck up.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fair.
But no, these are the ones who want to shut down speech, and then they get mad when it's turned right back on them.
Well, that's only supposed to go one way. People they don't like.
I don't want to. This isn't even the right holding him responsible either. It's the administration's doing it. The administrations they insisted on having. How dare you? Fuck you. Anyway, where are we? Their calls for justice are dismissed. Well, their calls for justice are usually stupid. Censored or declared impractical or illegal. What? Is he talking about the students now, or is he still talking about their organizations?
I don't know.
So they camp out in the square, on the common, or in the yard where their voices, chants, and signs cannot be ignored. Oh, they absolutely could by most of us.
Believe me, we try to ignore these people.
Too many of these student encampments are not just inconvenient, but amount to a he's speaking in French. Or maybe that's Italian, or I don't care. A challenge to rightful authority. Too many of these students' encampments are not just inconvenient, they're a challenge to rightful authority. Well, yeah, they like literally took hostages, dude.
Just like the Hamas in Gaza.
You remember when in Tiananmen Square when they took hostages?
Nope.
You remember when they occupied buildings and held janitors as their hostages?
I mean, even taking the janitor hostage is kind of a half-ass effort. You didn't even take like a professor. You just took the guy that was mopping the floor. Like, that dude didn't do anything.
Thank you, Sleepy Doodle. This is making me mad. Any acknowledgement of the murdering of the students at Tiananmen will get you carted away to a labor camp. It's fucked in China that the people now believe the students were in the wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's something we hadn't hit on. Not only were those students brave, I mean, you can't talk about it there now unless you're like, those students were shitbags.
Even that could get you in trouble. You're not supposed to talk about Tiananmen at all.
True. Oh, it's like the Holocaust in Germany. You're just not allowed to mention it.
Yeah.
Or here in the United States anymore.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
Unless it's the approved language. Where are we? Though the students are managing their new alfresco communities pretty well under the circumstances, according to an admirable code of conduct as reported by Howard French. I have to see this. I need to see their admirable code of conduct, because if it's what I think it is, this guy can fuck all the way off. This is a story. Where's the code of conduct? Because remember one, oh wait, here we go. The answer seems to lie more in the fear of protesting student. Get this shit off my screen. Oh, fuck. It's behind a paywall. Can't read the rest of it. Fuck you. Apparently they have an admirable code of conduct. You know, like no Jewies that don't hate Jews.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't doubt that's in there, but...
No non-self-hating Jews. Didn't we read one of those? One of their codes of conduct?
I think we did a while back.
It's been like a week or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, many outsiders don't see in them hope for a democratic, inclusive future. All right, let's take a vote. Jack, have you seen these guys vote on anything and allow anybody that doesn't think like them in?
Nope.
They won't even let actual reporters into their little camps.
It's an intellectual ethno-state.
I've been assured that a free press is necessary for democracy. By the way, that's not true. But, I mean, technically, they do allow voting in North Korea.
You're allowed to be free to be press as long as you agree with them.
Yes. But that is what I'm told by the left constantly. And
yeah,
they're giving these little shits a pass on that. Why?
Because you know why.
Where are all
They're
the
authoritarians?
Yeah, where are all the news people out there being like, hey, they won't let us cover this. This is against the law. It's a free press.
Most news people don't want to cover this because that would expose how truly vile these people are.
Colleges being complicit in keeping the media out is a violation of the First Amendment if they take any federal money.
Yep.
And in most states, it's a violation of the state constitutions as well.
Look, your hate facts, they have no place here. You're just a big poo-poo meanie head.
For the record, that is not me saying the students are violating the First Amendment. Allowing the students to do this is the violation because the school's allowing it to happen.
Well, anyway, they're also violating the Desegregation Act. I forget what that was called. By not letting the Jewish kids go to their classes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So there's some civil rights violations all over the place.
Still worse, the students' outcry is opening rifts with... I'm going to just keep burping through this. Ugh, full of shit. I read too much of it. I'm now completely full of shit. Where are we? Did that scroll down and I wasn't paying attention?
It's hard to tell. That's just a lot of blathering.
I lost where I was. Rather, through narrowed eyes, such critics perceive only chaos or at least pretend to perceive it. But efforts to discredit, intimidate, and disperse the students through the usual accusatory labeling, black hands, tools of... Who's calling them black hands?
I don't know. They just wanted to work a mafia reference in.
Tools of hostile foreign forces, terrorist sympathizers, anti-Semites aren't working. All right. As much as I want riot season to kick off, right? You know I do, Jack. You know I love my riot season.
Because it's fucking hilarious.
Look at the difference in coverage between what's going on the college campuses right now and what happened in 2020. There was near universal support for all of the peaceful protests, to the point you had 2 reporters from 2 different stations tell us peaceful protests while they had literal arson fires behind them.
Fiery, but mostly peaceful.
Fiery, but mostly peaceful is the exact quote from the one guy.
Yep.
It was all presented in a very positive way. They're not doing that as much with this one. Because what we talked about before, this is a problem for Democrats.
Yeah, it's a big problem. Especially because of its election year.
Yeah. The vast majority of Jews in America support the right of Israel to exist. By definition, most American Jews are Zionists. And they give a shit ton of money to Democrats. There's a reason that Biden, even though his dumbass came out once again, there's no place for anti-Semitism, and then named off a whole bunch of Muslim complaints, or Islamophobia, or Palestinian hatred. Yeah, because that's the real problem on college campuses right now is Palestinian hatred. But even he has to couch that behind, by the way, you're not allowed to hate Jews. Suspending or threatening to expel the students isn't stopping them either. They aren't the pliant, careeristic drones you thought they were, but put principle higher than pragmatism. Some even above their personal safety. Parents are panicking about this. Jack, they might get a nasty bruise.
Yeah, they think they're like martyrs getting crucified when they're just a bunch of spoiled children that'll run as soon as some pepper balls show up.
You know, I just thought about it. I think I know why they want the tourniquets in Chicago. It's Chicago. Maybe that's more about getting shot.
Oh, it might be.
But otherwise, yeah, their personal safety amounts to maybe a bruise. Maybe.
Yeah,
still worse. Oh, go ahead.
Rubber bullets. That's about it.
I saw a thing. Some reporter put out a story that hey, they're rubber bullets and they won't kill you, but I've been around them before and they hurt.
That's the point. Yeah,
and
it's supposed to hurt you.
Did you think it was gonna like leave a little butterfly kiss? What the?
Like, you ever been on a paintball range wearing the wrong clothes? Yeah, shit's gonna sting, dude. You're gonna get some welts.
Oh, where are we? Sorry. Still worse, the students' outcry is opening rifts within the power structure itself. Professors turn out in support of their students. Administration and political parties split over how to deal with the kids, revealing deeper fissures across the system. A growing faction clamors for violence to restore order, using the students for their own political purposes. All right, we do need to talk about that because by me wanting these people who have, literally kidnapped folks, arrested, technically, unless they come very willingly, Jack, there's going to be violence involved. And I want to be on the record, and I want it to be clear, I'm okay with it.
Well, can we show the video again? Because you did say there will be violence. Oh, Captain Antifa.
Well, we've had several great videos. Which one are we talking about here?
The one versus the cop.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Da-da. Now I just got to remember which one it is in the thing here. Bum, 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 bum. Private chat. Is it the third one
I
down,
think
right?
it's the third one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, this makes far more sense than the article does.
Yeah.
What these fucking idiots are doing makes way more sense than that article.
What really bothered me is nobody did the slam dun dun.
Oh yeah.
I hope AP shows us tonight.
How could he not? I mean, if he saw it, I'm sure he played it.
Well, too many people are posting the TikTok version where they cut out the actual interaction with the cop hitting the guy.
I mean,
that's the best part.
You still get to see it. I mean, you see the arms and then see him fall. I just didn't want to use those ones because of the music in them.
Bam. Yeah. Such a great video.
It is a wonderful video, and we're gonna wrap there. I'm not reading any more of that stupid ass article. I'm not entertaining that kind of retard. That dude is just straight retarded.
Yep. Let's drop the link again for anybody that missed it earlier.
All right, we are gonna wrap up the show. We're 2 hours and 10 minutes in. I do have things I have to do tomorrow, so I need to try to go get some sleep. I was about to say get some sleep, but I hate my body sometimes. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you so very much for the donations. You guys are awesome. We really do appreciate it. Jack, anything you want to show out?
Yeah, I'll drop a couple links to some videos. I'm trying to get my watch time up, so if you guys are interested in board games, check out my video. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are amazing to come out and support us night after night, and we really do appreciate it.
Danger says, what does from the river to the sea mean? I'm not really sure. Moral certainty. Now, they are still morally certain. They know they're in the right. And it's one of the problems with kids like this. It's the problem with how they're being educated. They cannot even consider. It doesn't matter what they're talking about. They could be talking about pineapple on pizza, and where most of us will joke about that, what they will have a moral obligation. No, you should never do that, or it has to be done that way. Everything for them is a moral certainty.
Only Sith deal in absolutes.
It's just how they are, and it's dangerous. Oh, I didn't talk about Brittany Venti's boyfriend.
What?
Brittany Venti's boyfriend, I forgot his name. Think Before You Sleep, I think is his channel.
Never heard of him.
You might have heard his videos before and just not known that's the name of it. He speaks very whiny. But I heard him talk tonight where he wasn't doing one of his videos, and he doesn't sound like that. Do you remember the nerd from the movie Grease?
Yeah.
Can you picture his voice?
Yeah.
That's what this guy sounds like in his videos. But he tends to be right-wing-ish. And he did a video about this chick who literally said I'm paraphrasing. So when I say literally said, it is what she said, but I don't remember the exact wording. There's no real difference from eating cake and eating a carrot. Because she's trying to make people believe that it's okay to be fat. And he made a video calling out all her stupid shit. And she saw it. He makes this back in, I think, February. And she saw it like last week. And she's got a bunch of followers on Instagram or one of those other fucking social media sites, where she admits she never saw the video, but one of her friends told her it was mean. So she asked all of her audience to go flag him. And
Wow.
that video was taken down. On the notion that he was being too mean to her. Now, he did that thing that Brittany has done in some of her videos about Pearl of giving advice on how to look better. And he did kind of say she was ugly, but he said she was ugly because she wasn't trying to look pretty. And that if she changed some things, and there was nothing that should have fallen under cyberbullying, but it's YouTube, and she's friends with let's call them powerful lefties on the platform.
Oh, so random person at YouTube. Got it.
Less random than you might think. But
Hmm.
he gets taken down for this, and this other dude, Noah Samson, who, if you know who he is, he's a fucking retard. A little lefty who makes a video criticizing the critique video. When she strikes him down, people not associated with him at all, they're from a different forum that they just don't like her, and they've attacked her many times before, doxed her.
Oh, that's a bit of an overstep.
And it's Think Before You Sleep's fault that happened because he dared make a video criticizing her.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, it's absolutely asinine. Maybe we'll talk about it in more depth. If not, if you guys are interested in it, I think it was Turkey Tom who did a video on it today. Check that out. But yeah, how dare you suggest somebody who's out there spreading really stupid information is being stupid? Anyway, Ty, thank you. Thoughts on the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer? I'm excited to see the movie, and I just hope they don't fuck it up. And Dangerous, thank you. Free Palestine from pineapple on pizza. True story. Although pineapple on ham pizza, a good Hawaiian pizza, tasty. I don't care what anybody else says. Check slabs. Oh my. Oh, I saw this one come through and I brought it up and I got distracted. Thank you, Western Union. Hi, Monk. It's Frosted. Stop. Hope this telegram finds you in time. Stop. Don't read that article. It'll make you real mad. Stop. That was a close one. Stop. Take care. Stop. Thank you, Frosted. I knew that one was going to piss me off. It's why I hadn't read it yet. I mean, not even offline. I saw that headline like this is fucking stupid. I can't. But for the show, I will occasionally put myself through pain.
This is how much we sacrifice for the most difficult job on the planet.
Indeed. And we're heroes.
It's true. It's true. We're stunning and brave.
We make those guys in Normandy look like pussies.
That's right.
And by that, I mean, last week, not back in the 40s, because I would not even joke about that shit.
Yeah, and by guys at Normandy, it's a restaurant we've gone to where a bunch of fat dudes sitting around.
You're truly saints among men. It's nice to be noticed as such, Divine. Very nice.
Thank you for recognizing. We've been telling people that for ages.
Guys, thank you for watching. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. We love you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
I went and got my trash can shield today. It's gonna make the ladies' pants fall away. I won't be a virgin no more. Dear Lord, my mother's a whore. I'm just rhyming words for the song. The end.